Baroness Lawrence, thank you very much for giving up some of your, I know, very busy time to speak to us today. We're absolutely thrilled, delighted and honoured that you will be our new Chancellor, and we're looking forward very much to the investiture in 2 weeks' time. What are you most looking forward to about being Chancellor at DMU?
With the support of other people around me, I want to be able to do as much as I can, especially when it comes to young people, because I think they want to see a role model, and I want to see myself as somebody that they can sort of recognise, because not all young people have the connections, and I think sometimes that's what the problem is. They don't have mum and dad who knows so-and-so who can give that support or, you know, speak on their behalf. So having a university who's putting the young person first is good. And also just talking about the, you know, the importance of education and what their experience is going to be getting out into the world of employment. That's the sort of thing I like to do. I just like to let people have some, give them some of my experience, what it was like for me.
DMU has recently published its strategic framework for the next 5 years, and it's founded on values of reaching out to communities, aspiration and a challenging convention. I mean, what was it in those values that you saw a natural fit with who you are and what you represent?
I've been seeing quite a few adverts about DMU recently, and it's quite a positive one, and I just think that if young people see that hopefully they can identify and say that's the university for me, because, you know, they think about me as a person and how they can support me. And where the Stephen Lawrence Trust is to give those opportunities to young people to fight their corner for them and to make sure other people are listening to them. Working in schools, looking at law, because kids will want to get into law. Journalism, we've got 2 young kids who now, the Daily Mail, who are supporting, which is something would never have happened in journalism. And these are 2 young black kids. And by using the trust as an example, we're able to change a lot of people's perception of what young black kids are like.
Education is really important to you and to the work of your trust, isn't it?
There was one young lady, I remember her coming to see me, and she was late for her interview, and she was 18 at the time. Her brothers have been in prison, her mum has mental health. So you listen to all those stories and you just think, somebody like her deserves a chance. Just listening to her, you know, and I thought that's what the trust is about, is to help young people like her. She completed her first degree. She won a scholarship to go off to Dominica, I think it was. And since then she's married and she's got 2 children. So her life has evolved over time. But her studies has always been important for her. And I was really happy that we were able to do that for her.
Your achievements have been many and extraordinary. But what, in your words, would you say have been your greatest achievements?
I think one of the big things for me is some of the laws have changed. The Race Relations Amendment Act has changed. And also changing the law around double jeopardy, that's the big thing. Because before, when people get away with murder, there's nothing you can do about it. But now you can. Those people can, as long as you've got new and compelling evidence, those individuals can be charged again. So those are big things that's happened. You know, education, looking about how race incidents that are reported in schools has to take. Make sure that those things, even though they don't do as much as they should, before that never used to happen. So, you know, there's been big changes. And also, when I think about Stephen's case, if I wasn't speaking up, if I wasn't doing a lot of things, you know, none of Stephen's killers would be in prison now, because people just think, okay, you know, we can move on now. And by being able to challenge authority in the way in which I have done over the years has helped to make a difference. And race is something, needs to be at the top of the agenda all the time. And that's one of my challenges now, is to make sure, especially in education, that we talk about this. You know, that students who are studying, that their experience in university reflects the work that they're doing. So we just need to make sure we continue to talk about these issues, rather than saying, okay, we've done it, we can just move on now.
Baroness Lawrence, DMU Global is an important initiative, as you know, for DMU. Can you talk a little bit about DMU Global and how it links with some of the values that you've been talking about?
How do we do outreach work in different countries to help them to develop? Say like over in India to support young children, and having students go in there and see what can I do to help. We all learn from each other, and I think by traveling, I mean, say especially if you're going off to India and helping there, because sometimes when young people can see that what others are doing in order to help them, it gives them that sort of positive role model to say that I too can do this. I too can help myself. I too can help my family. How do I do this? And by planting the seed, which is sometimes what's needed, it helps to lift them up and give them that energy for them to want to do something and help themselves. And also for the government to see that people are coming in and want to help and support, which sometimes that's the trigger that's needed. I think that's the thing I'd like to be able to, so when I leave, that I've done as much as we can and continue to work with the different countries where we feel that the need is there.
Finally, Chancellor, millions of people around the country and beyond look up to you as an inspiration. From all that you've learnt of yourself and about others, what piece of advice would you give to our students?
To be yourself. I think sometimes you're always trying to please everybody, and sometimes you can miss the point of your own achievement. Try to be genuine to people and to be truthful, and so people can trust you, because I think that's quite important. Challenge wherever you need to challenge yourself, and don't accept anything less for yourself than you would accept from anybody else.
Baroness Lawrence, thank you very much.